What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I have realized a grave mistake that I have done. I have recorded the audio for Season 1 of The Witcher and put it over the Season 3 slideshow-esque aesthetic that I have going on with my sort of videos, and that means for Season 3 I have the Witcher Season 1 stuff playing over the top. I am extremely sorry about that. The pictures of that just for a visual aid anyway, so they're not going to match up with what I'm saying, unfortunately. But yeah, we are going to be taking a look at The Witcher Season 3. We took a look at The Witcher Season 1 2 days ago. We took a look at The Witcher Season 2 yesterday. And in today's video, we're going to be completing the trilogy and taking a look at The Witcher Season 3. I will keep you all up to date on the news of The Witcher Season 4 as when that drops and when that's coming out. And I'll also keep you updated on the Witcher Season 4 series review whenever I do end up watching it and reviewing it. But without any further delay, let's take a look at the Season 3 storyline. So, how the story opens up is with Yennefer, Ciri, and the Witcher going on their journey. They're traveling across the land, being hunted by everybody because everybody knows about Ciri's blood and they want that blood for themselves. So they don't get to stay in one place for too long, but Yennefer is teaching Ciri how to use magic. The Witcher isn't too happy with it. He's still got an on-off relationship with Yennefer, and Ciri isn't too happy at all. She doesn't like moving around, and she's getting very frustrated with the magic, but she is learning it as they go and learning how to use it. Yennefer and the Witcher manage to make up and become friends again, and then that causes them to get found because they get sloppy, and they then send Yennefer and Ciri to the to the house. They send them to the witch house, and Ciri starts getting trained. She isn't happy there, and then she decides to run away. The Witcher then meets up with the Bard, and they go on a mission to try and find Firehand, and Firehand is a bad guy, and they kill the fire guy, which is pretty sick. And then they keep going, and they run into Ciri. They then take Ciri back to Yennefer at the Witching Village. She chills with the Bard at a house nearby, while the Witcher and Yennefer go to a ball. They then get attacked by the sort of elven group who want to destroy the witches, and the witches sort of use lightning, fire, and destroy their home, but kill most of the elves in the process. They also mostly die in the process. Yennefer leaves Ciri and runs back to the castle. Ciri then gets thrown through a portal. The Witcher gets his ass kicked by one of the sort of council and ends up in the sort of forest with the Bard, with the sort of forest elves, which are healing them. They've grown trees out of all their heads since we last saw them, which is extremely fucking strange, but oh well. He finally manages to heal himself, and then he sort of sets off with a Bard and one of the elves to find Ciri. They fight through a load of the guards, and Ciri got teleported to a desert. She spends like 5 days in the desert all by herself until she gets found and kidnapped. She then manages to break free with a load of abandoned misfits, and she joins their crew, but she gives them a fake name, so they don't know who she actually is, and that's where Season 3 ends. Gonna be honest, I thought this one was a little bit boring. There was a lot less action and a lot more moving around and a lot more confusion because the characters just kept swapping around. We had Ciri and Yennefer, and then they swapped to like Ciri and Witcher, and then they swapped back to Ciri and the Bard, and then she went off on her own, and I thought that bit of the story was the most interesting. And just when I thought the story was starting to pick up, the season decided to go and end on me. I really liked seeing Ciri in the desert. I thought that was a really interesting story trope, and I thought that was really exciting because it's the first time we've really seen Ciri alone since season 1, and her struggling to sort of realize if she's going mad. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I kept coughing, but I think I've solved that issue now. But it kept sort of like showing us and debating us if she was going mad. But it was also sort of teaching her how to use her power of fire, which is forbidden. It's showing her how to use her powers of foresight to learn, like, to look into the future. It's sort of showing her how lucky and how special she is, that she has a unicorn friend, and that a unicorn can help her. And it is also teaching her about the future and what's going to happen by showing her situations that she's going to end up in. And we see that when she ends up in the bar fight at the end of the season. The Witcher's story was quite boring in this one. He didn't really do much. He didn't really add much to the story. He didn't really do much for himself. He just wanted to protect Ciri, and he sort of turned into a one-note character, just wanted to protect Ciri and not really doing much else. His character hasn't had much development or much exploration. We did get a couple of mysteries and a lot of questions which didn't get answered in season 1, with the Witcher having his mum abandon him, and we didn't really explore that in season 1 all too much, but it was sort of mentioned. I'd have liked to explore that a little bit more, but I don't know where it would fit into the story. We also have the Bard's character coming back again, playing the hero role. Again, I don't really feel like he developed much through this season either. I thought all of his development came last season, where he became this hero to the elven people, and he just kept that up through this season. He didn't really do much. He did get a little bit of a character lore drop, which he loves The Witcher, which I did not see coming. And then he went and slept with another guy. I don't know what's going on with his character. He's said to be in love with The Witcher, but then he'll still sleep around, and I do believe he still has a wife. So I don't really know what's going on there. It just leads to a really messy situation that he's got himself into, and I don't really know how he's going to get out of that one. I'm going to be honest. It is interesting, but again, we still have no development in these two characters. These two tend to take a pretty big backseat this season, and it seems to focus a lot more on Ciri and Yennefer. And Yennefer is trying to sort of help the younger students in this sort of situation and get back her friends, and she has got everything she's ever wanted. She's got a family and kids, she's beautiful, she's got her magic, and she's just got everything that she wants in life, and she is still not feeling fulfilled, and she's still wanting more, and it explores that a little bit, and it explores her connection to the other sort of groups and the other like witches in the group. That's pretty much all she's got to offer, I'm going to be honest. She also has this sort of will they won't they type of relationship with The Witcher, which I don't really care for in the slightest. I don't really care if they get together, but I am very excited to see where Ciri goes with her new band of characters, and I want to see how far she gets until they find out that she is actually Ciri and not this new fake persona that she's making up to get with these guys. I don't really have much else to say about this season. It wasn't the best. I think season 2 was still better in terms of characters and story. This one felt a lot slower and like it had less sort of momentum. The ball really started rolling a little bit too late for me and ended up being like too close to the end of the season and kind of leaves you wanting more. And yeah, that does leave you on a cliffhanger for season 4, but making us wait till 2026 to get season 4 and leaving us on that big of a cliffhanger is extremely upsetting, and I'm not a huge fan of it. I do think this season is slightly less than season 2. I am going to give season 1 a absolute solid. I don't remember what I gave season 1, but in my opinion, the order of seasons goes 1 at the very bottom, 3 in the middle, and 2 at the top. That is the order of like how I'm rating these seasons and how I'm thinking they're gonna go. But the main characters definitely took like the background in this one. It focused a lot more on the elves and their story and how they're sort of moving now, and hunting down sort of Ciri was like a big section. Everyone just wants Ciri, and I feel like there's quite a lot of characters that not everyone can get a fair share of screen time, and not everyone can get a fair share of sort of character development and lore attention. So I do get that, but then like you gotta choose who you want to explore, and having your main character, your like named character, The Witcher, take a big backseat this season, I feel like is a pretty poor choice. But other than that, I don't really have much else to say. I am going to give this season a solid 7 out of 10, because it is still good. The animation and CGI have gotten a lot better since season 1, and I still do like Ciri's sort of desert arc, but it just left me wanting more, and I feel like this season could have been a little bit better, and have a little bit more fulfillment for the characters. I feel like it felt a little bit lackluster compared to the other two. Like, the other two felt very full with content. This one, I didn't feel like a lot happened during this season. So, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all next one. Hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.